Maybe we'll see it in a slightly new light this morning. Luke chapter 15, verse 11 to the end of the chapter. The parable of the prodigal son. And he said, a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divideth unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together, and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into the fields to feed swine. And he would fain have filled his belly with the husks that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, he said, how many hired servants of my father have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise, go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him. He had compassion. He ran, and he fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servant, bring forth the best robe, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet, and bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found. And they began to be merry. Now his elder son was in the field, and he drew nigh to the house. He heard music and dancing, and he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto him, thy brother is come, and thy father hath killed the fatted calf, because he hath received him safe and sound. And he, that is the older son, was angry, and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated him. And he answering said to his father, lo, these many years do I serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandment, and yet thou never gavest me a kid that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as this thy son was come, which hath devoured thy living with harlots, thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad. For this thy brother was dead and is alive again, and was lost and is found. There's 2 lost people in this parable. Yes, the prodigal son is lost, but praise God, at the end of the story, he's found. And how did he get found? He got found when he got shed of, to use an good old term in the western North Carolina, he got shed of his pride. Y'all ever heard of that before? He got rid of his pride. He didn't want to do it. He didn't enjoy it. It took him, a Jew, getting down with the pigs and desiring to eat the slop. And then finally, it dawned on him. It said when he came to himself. These radicals out here saying that we Christians, people like me, they're mentally ill. You see, they're just setting that up so when the government puts this mental stuff back in, they can throw me in the mental institution. He thinks people are going to go to a literal hell. What do you mean? This man's mentally insane. That's where they're heading. No. It's the people who think that they're God. They think they don't need God. They don't need this Bible. I'm doing fine myself. I can do it. I can do it. No, you can't. You never will.